Hey, what's up, guys? Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Hi. Move the mic a little closer. Can you guys hear me okay? Just let me know because I do have I am under the weather right now. So hopefully you guys can hear me all right. If not, let me know and I'll make some adjustments. But I just don't want to shout or talk too loud. But anyway, hey guys. Hey, what's up, Jack? How you doing? Hello from Australia. So I am April and I'm with astrolada.com and I'm doing my weekly astrology slash coffee talk. So we're going to talk some astrology. We're going to talk about the horoscope for, excuse me, for the week, the upcoming week. And also we're going to do some celebrity discussion involving a celebrity's astrological birth chart. Someone's asking if I do sidereal or Western. I'm a Western astrologer. Yeah. So, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to just talk about the astrology of the week. Happy full moon in Libra. I did do a full moon in Libra horoscope for everybody last week. And I told you guys I would have like a different setup this week. Excuse me. I have transits going through my 6th house, which is work and your work space and your work environment. So I made a few little changes. Hopefully I don't look too creepy. The moon is in Scorpio right now. So anyway, yeah. So happy full moon in Libra, even though the moon is in Scorpio. We just had the full moon at about 4 a.m. Pacific time on the 19th. And oh, Priscilla is saying her moon is 22 degrees of Libra. Wow. So let us know then, how's this full moon affected you with it being in your moon sign and like so close to it? Interesting. So we will talk at the end about Britney Spears. I guess she's going through some things. So we're going to take a look at her astrology chart and see if we could see in her chart like what's going on, what's causing a lot of like disruptions in her life right now with her mental health and everything. So let's get started. Right away on the 20th, there's like a lot of shifts going on. Well, there's two planetary ingresses, which is the nerdy term, but planets changing signs. We have the sun moving into Taurus. So happy birthday to all my fellow Taurus sun people in advance. So from the 20th of April till the 21st, I believe, of May is when the sun's going to be in Taurus. So what does that mean for us all as a collective? Well, Earth Day is like a couple days after the sun shifts into Taurus every single year. And that should tell you a lot about Taurus energy. It is it's an earth sign. It's of the earth element, which means it's very in tune with nature and our natural material world. And also, it's very concerned with the environment and conserving things. Taurus energy, I find like we Taurus folk can be, excuse me, we can be about conserving a lot. Can be very resourceful. We're very resourceful people. So the energy of Taurus is just that. So there could be more of a focus on Taurus ruled stuff, while the sun is there, like conserving things and the environment and, not being wasteful and, the natural resources of the world. And you know what? I just saw today here on Astrolada is a video about flower essences. And that's a total Taurus thing. And Uranus is in Taurus. And Uranus rules what's like a buzz. You know what I mean? Like what's everybody buzzing about and what is like under a wave to where it becomes popular and talked about a lot. And so I saw that video that Marina did about flower essences, but also in my YouTube timeline, there was another video about flower essences by another girl who does like holistic healing. She doesn't do astrology, or she's into astrology though. I've actually chatted with her before and she's very sweet. And she had a video come out too about the same thing, but she actually makes the products herself, the flower essences. And so I'm like, you know what? We're getting closer to Taurus season. I can tell. And Uranus being in Taurus, this is going to be a thing. Like it's already been a thing, amongst people who are really in tune with holistic healing and alternative health and stuff like that. But, like I said, Uranus rules what becomes like a really big wave, that comes over the masses, and everybody is like, oh, this is the newest, coolest thing, even though it's something that could have been around forever, and other people knew about it already. So yeah, that's kind of Taurus energy. The sun being in Taurus can highlight some more similar topics. Excuse me. It can highlight some similar things. So yeah, the environment, nature, food, money, things surrounding money can be highlighted big time. The currencies in the world, and I'm talking about things on a large scale because the sun will align with Uranus. Like as soon as it goes into Taurus, it starts lining up with Uranus. It's going to be in an exact conjunction on the 22nd, but I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, the sun in Taurus, I will get into a horoscope for everybody for the sun in Taurus in just a little bit, and tell you guys like what over the next month is the sun like really highlighting and bringing to the surface and bringing to light for everybody. So also on the 20th, this is when Venus goes into Aries. Venus will be in Aries until May 15th. So Venus rules what we enjoy in life in our material world. She rules the sign of Taurus. So pretty much things that Taurus rules, Venus, is very similar. But she also rules like style and fashion trends. Maybe not the trends, but well, yeah, I guess like the stuff that people are into at the moment and wearing at the moment, if they're really tuned into Venusian energy. Um, Venus also rules, our love styles and, how we're pursuing love and everything. So when she's in Aries, she's very bold, she's very aggressive, and she will just pounce on her prey. She'll go after whatever she wants. She's not her usual mellow Venusian self. Like Venus is about harmony, balance, and peace, and, being very soft and feminine and passive. That's Venus's natural nature. But when she's in Aries, she's a little bit different. She's warrior woman. She's cave woman. She's, she's feisty. So that's, maybe what we can see come out when it comes to expressing love, expressing our romantic feelings, perhaps. Style and fashion that we'll see come out is, excuse me, Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is the red planet. So the color for Aries is red. So we'll see people rocking more red. We've already got the sun. We already had, should I say, had the sun in Aries for a minute. So when the sun is in a certain sign, yeah, we'll see some of the trends of like the fashion and the colors of that sign come out. But especially when Venus is in that sign, we'll see, yes, more red, maybe less clothing, being more like, I'm proud of my body and this is who I am. Because Aries, excuse me, Aries rules, it's the first sign on the zodiac, the first sign on the wheel, and it rules the physical body. So Aries energy is very bold about their physical bodies. They're really in tune with their bodies, like as far as keeping up with exercise and, all that good stuff. So rocking athletic gear, that's a total Aries style and fashion. As a matter of fact, fun fact, when Uranus was in Aries, that's when we saw a rise in popularity with especially women's athletic gear. Like it was no longer this like ugly, not cute stuff. It was like the yoga pants, the the other athletic pants that are like different patterns and designs, and they're like cuter looking stuff. And women walking around wearing those as like regular pants. So that spiked up in popularity at that time too. And so Venus being in Aries, Venus ruling fashion and style, yeah, women might be wanting to rock that stuff a little bit more. And men too, wearing like stuff like, sports team affiliated stuff like jerseys and like this is more than usual. A lot of people be like, oh my God, people already wear that stuff anyway. Ugh. Like, listen, I'm talking about a wave, like, fluctuation and stuff like that, that the planetary shifts and energy that they vibrate give to us and influence how they influence us. So yeah, we'll see more sporty gear, the color red. Maybe I noticed that Aries women, and you know what, you guys, I am working on something to talk more about this stuff, like the fashion and style and beauty and physical features and the signs. Like I'm working on something. Trust me. Um, it's almost done. But I noticed that like women who have Venus in Aries, that they tend to have if they're a skin color, a skin tone that can easily that can sunburn, that can like get really like crispy or tan or whatever. They really like to be tan. They really don't mind being sunburned and red, from the sun, because it's ruled by Mars, the red planet. I noticed a lot of Venus and Aries women too. A lot of them don't really wear a lot of makeup. They may rock that red lipstick once in a while. Some of them may actually wear a cat eye and red lipstick. But generally, like I noticed, they don't really like to wear a lot of makeup, and they're, like I said, if they're that skin tone that can be colored by the sun in any type of way, like change color from the sun, they will rock that look. So anyway, that's Venus and Aries. And then, so I'm going in date order. Okay, so on the 22nd, that is when the sun comes into a conjunction with the planet Uranus, and Uranus is a planet of surprises, unexpected. So we may see some unexpected sudden surprise come about. And when I give the horoscope of the sun in Taurus through the signs, just keep that in mind that the sun will conjunct Uranus. So in that area of life, you may have something shocking and surprising happen. Excuse me. Taurus energy in itself doesn't really care for shakeups and surprises and things changing, especially changing all of a sudden. So I feel like the changes that Uranus and Taurus brings when the sun when a planet crosses it and like brings something, it could be something that we're stubbornly holding on to, which is Taurus energy. But then it's like a shakeup happens and you have to let go or you have to embrace change. It's like something that's like, whoa, I didn't expect this and I don't want to adjust and adapt to this change. But Uranus like, oh, you're gonna have to. So that might be something that happens on the 22nd. Maybe we might have some things pop up in the news internationally about like a sudden change or shift in currencies, or something to do with money, finances, banks, or something like that. Um, so, or like, Bitcoin, maybe some news about that. That's on the 22nd. And then on the 23rd, this is when Venus comes into a conjunction with Chiron. So, thank you, Super Affiliate Review Insights, long name. You know what? I have bought that tea before a lot because, as a Taurus, it's like crucial to have that tea around. I haven't bought it in a minute though. I'll have to. So thank you for that recommendation. But yeah, Venus conjunct Chiron on the 23rd. Venus in Aries. And like I said, Venus in Aries is very bold. And Chiron is about pain and hurt. So Venus conjunct Chiron could be like some old wound could be revived and brought up, that has to do with Venusian things like love or money. And maybe Venus, like I said, it's bold. It may be wanting to confront someone or a situation head on, that has to do with love or money in an area that you were hurt by. So it could be, or it could be like, if anyone ever like, sorry, made fun of you about your appearance, for example, because Venus can rule your appearance and vanity and your sense of self-worth and, a little bit, it can rule self-esteem, kind of, sort of, how good you feel about yourself and how you look. And Chiron is wounding and pain, and also healing. So if you yourself have any crazy, like insecurities about yourself and your appearance, They may come up when Venus is conjunct Chiron, but like I said, it's about healing too. So maybe they come up, but you figure out like a way to, get over it, or maybe it's like just memories, but then it's just like, you know what? I'm seeing this from a different perspective now, and it's not really hurting me as much as it used to. It could be that maybe, yeah, if someone had hurt you in love, maybe you do confront them on something and finally speak out and let them know about it. Because when Venus and Mercury were in Pisces, maybe we were a little more mute, a little more meek about things, didn't really speak up, let people kind of slide, give the benefit of the doubt, because Pisces energy is about forgiveness and all of that. Now when all that stuff is in Aries, it's like, hey, you hurt my feelings, and it's not cool. You did this, and it's not cool. Okay, so are you gonna apologize to me or what? Ooh, I am preaching to the choir, trust me. So, yeah, so that's what, Venus conjunct Chiron can possibly be doing on the 23rd, bringing up some stuff like that. Or, yeah, healing from some insecurities that you have with, how you look, or maybe your financial situation, or something along those lines. I'm sorry, just 1 second, you guys. This is one of my children calling, so I kind of have to pick it up. So just 1 sec. Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, my oldest child works and is calling me from work. So if he calls back, I will have to pick it up. I'm sorry, you guys. Anyway, Rosanna asks, has Venus moved into Aries? She will move into Aries the 20th. So very soon. Okay. All right. So I'll let you guys know what your horoscope is for the sun in Taurus. As long as I don't get cut off by an emergency. Actually, okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I thought my kid was going to be at work for 45 more minutes. So I was not expecting this phone call this soon. My apologies. Just 1 moment. Bye. Okay. Sorry about that. So let's see let's talk about the horoscope for everybody. Where are you guys at? Okay. For the sun in Taurus. Yes. Okay. All right, guys. So, excuse me. Let's go through the signs then, and then we'll talk a little bit about Britney Spears and see what's going on with her. What in her chart is like being activated for her to have to go through some things right now. All right, so the sun in Taurus for a whole month. What's it going to be highlighting? So remember, I'm going to talk about the signs, and it's going to be from for your rising sign is the most accurate. And we always get asked these questions a lot when we do the horoscopes for people live, especially. The rising sign is the most accurate to look at your horoscope, but the sun sign is also very accurate too. The moon sign, you can listen to your horoscope for that as well. Moon sign is more like how you feel and how you perceive things from an emotional perspective. So yeah. Okay. So we'll start with Aries. So for Aries people, the sun in Taurus is going to be in your second house. So for a whole month, what's being shed light upon is your finances. Your finances. What are you spending your money on, Aries? Or how are you earning your money? How much are you earning? And how are you earning it? All of that is being like the sun. I always say the sun is like a flashlight stepping into, like you're stepping into a certain area of your world with a big old flashlight, and you're like, aha, what's going on in here? And it'll shine light upon good and bad, what needs to be adjusted, what needs to be fixed, what has to go, what's going well, and what can be done better, all of that stuff. The sun, you'll see all of that. So for you guys, Aries, it's your money. So what are you spending it on? Are you spending too much? Are you not enjoying yourself enough in your material world? Your resources, such as your bills that you pay, like utility bills. Whenever we say resources, we'll use all these big words and stuff, when we do talk astrology, but pretty much it's like, okay, your electric bill. If you pay an electric bill, if you pay a water bill, if you pay a gas bill, all of that is your resources. Your phone, okay, that's a resource nowadays. Your food, groceries, gas you put in your car, that's resources. Okay, you get the point. So Aries, all that is being highlighted. So you could be Taurus energy, like I said, it likes to conserve. It likes to preserve things. It likes to make sure that money is being spent wisely. So that's probably what the theme is going to be for you guys. It's like, how are you spending your money? Is it wise? How can you improve on that? And also, for some of you guys, it could be like how much you're getting paid. Are you getting paid your worth at your job? And if you're not, what are you going to do about it? You could start kind of seeing that a little clearly, like, hey, you know what? I work really hard here and I'm still getting paid the same amount that I've been getting paid for like the last several years. So I think I should be, I think I'm overdue for a pay raise. So it could be like seeing that. But yeah, or it could be indulging within your material world. And the second house and Taurus, they rule, like I said, like things that we consume, things we like to buy, things we like to indulge in, food and drink and stuff, sweets especially. Oh my gosh, Taurus energy, the sweets. Ooh, it's like a weakness. So you can be focusing on indulging in more of that stuff, like probably eating more and having more cravings for things. But yeah, that's what it is for Aries people. You're going to be really taking a look at all of that stuff. So for Taurus people, the sun in Taurus is in your sign, in your first house. It is you putting the spotlight and flashlight on yourself. Like you're in the mirror, Taurus, you got a flashlight. You're putting it on yourself. Like, who am I? I always love to use that Zoolander reference. Who am I? I don't know. So you'll be looking at yourself like that. Like hopefully the answer that your reflection gives you is not, I don't know, like Zoolander, but your identity, who you identify as, your appearance, especially. You know what? I'm a Taurus sun sign, and I have been thinking about like not changing and altering my appearance to where you guys won't recognize me, like, or anything like that, but just dressing differently. Dressing, especially because Uranus is in your sign, Taurus, it's like dressing more true to you, even if it's a little wacky, even if it's a little out there, not even caring, So some of you guys could be focused on that. Like, I really just want to be me and, show everybody who I am. So you're going to be reflecting that in how you dress. Spotlight on yourself, so yeah, your appearance, maybe it's your birthday month, your solar month of your birthday. So yeah, focusing on your looks. Maybe you want to get a haircut. Maybe you want to, switch up the wardrobe, or maybe just how you present yourself. to the world, how the world knows you. You want that to change in some sort of way. Like the first impression that you give of people, you want to change that. Excuse me. But the sun could be, the sun in your sign is just highlighting you as a whole, Taurus. So that can mean anything. That can mean like, it's not usual. Like career is usually the 10th house, but sometimes when the first house is highlighted, it can mean like your career and your life path. You're looking at it a little more because if you're the type of Taurus that your career title, it plays a big role in your identity. Like, you say your name and you like to say, I'm a blah, blah, like a title after that. If that really matters to you, then yeah, the sun in your sign could be paying attention to and focusing on that, like on your career in some sort of way, like what you do for a living. So, what else? Pretty much you feel a big shift of energy because the sun in your 12th house, like it's been when it was in Aries, is draining. You're tired, your energy levels are like low or they're very up and down. But when the sun is vitality and it's gives us life. So the sun in your sign gives you a lot more life. You're going to feel so much more lively and have a lot more energy to just get out there and just do things. So enjoy that, and also the spotlight is on you, so other people will be noticing you no matter what you do, good or bad. Keep that in mind. So next up is Gemini. So if you're a Gemini, the sun in Taurus is going to be highlighting your 12th house. So it's shining a big old light in that dark 12th house of past stuff, karma, your dreams, your nightmares, um, your spirituality. So all of that stuff can be, there's more light shed upon it. So for you guys, Geminis, definitely pay attention to your dreams over the next month. I'm talking about the dreams that you have at night when you sleep. Pay attention to those because you may receive more profound messages, more clear messages from the other side, from the spirit realm. And write them down if you can, because Geminis tend to forget things like so fast. So when you wake up, write down your dream or do a little voice note or something. Oh my God, last night I dreamt blah, blah, blah. I wonder if there's a message in it. And then you may come back to it later and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so psychic because this is deja vu. I dreamt about this. You may have some of those experiences come up, especially with Uranus there and the sun hitting Uranus. Uranus is like sudden insight into things. All of a sudden, very fast, like insight into the future. So sun in the 12th is a time when people can get a little drained easily, a little more tired, a little more woe is me, a little more focused on how they are a victim, playing the victim role, but also the savior role too. Like you just really have more empathy towards other living beings and want to save all of them, whether that's animals or humans or plants. Like you want to be the one to rescue them, Gemini, and just, care for them. But this type of transit can also make you easily drained because you are so sensitive and you're more sensitive to other people's energy. And this is why some people tend to go under the radar and be a little more low key when the sun is in their 12th, because you pick up on other stuff, so much throughout the day. And you have to figure out a way to release that. If you don't, it'll weigh you down. And that's when you feel a lot more tired and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. That's why a lot of people spend time in solitude more when the sun is in their 12th house. So if you're not the usual, social butterfly, chatty Kathy or whatever, Gemini, I mean, don't sweat it. The sun will be in Gemini in like 30 more days, and then you'll just be like your usual self, okay? All right, so next up is Cancer. So for Cancers, the sun in Taurus is in your 11th house. So this is shining a light upon your friendships, your peoples, your fellow aliens, people that you have common interests and common traits with, and maybe even networks of people that you deal with for the sake of business, work, certain hobbies or causes. You're going to be more involved with those people during this time. You're going to be maybe shining out in those groups of people too, like standing out more in a crowd of, a group of like-minded peoples. Sorry. And also Cancer, it's your friendships, like groups of friends too, So maybe you'll want to gather. It's gathering people, the 11th house. It's gathering big groups of people. So maybe you'll want to do some like activities to really gather a bunch of friends and have a good time, good food because it's Taurus season and Cancers love food. You know what this makes me think of? I have a friend who's a Cancer and he's an entrepreneur and he just does he's all about like community and events and all this stuff. He's such a cool dude. And he's throwing this event that is it's like a 2-day almost like a festival thing where there's like all these food vendors and there's lots of like cultural things there. And he's throwing it the 20th and the 21st when the sun is in Taurus in his 11th house and it is conjunct Uranus in his 11th house. And that is gathering of the masses of people to enjoy mostly food. It's mostly like focused around food vendors. But yeah, food and just experiencing lots of different new and exciting things that he's bringing, to his community. So I'm like, do you have an astrologer on your team, buddy? If not, do you need one? Maybe I should hit him up, right? And let him know, hey, good job on picking the dates. So yeah, that's something that maybe not all cancers are going to be bringing thousands of people together, but maybe just like your friends or if you belong to like some sort of league or group or something, you'll want to bring them together a little more often and just enjoy each other's company or have discussions about your common interests or whatever. Also, this sun transit can make you a little more humanitarian, and also focus more on your own eccentricity, like expressing yourself in eccentric ways and your uniqueness and stuff, and just feeling like, oh, all of you guys are going that way and following this trend. Well, that means I've got to go this way, and I don't do trends; I make them. Like that's 11th house energy, so you may be a little more on that side of things rather than like following what the trends are. Um, so yeah, that's mostly what it is for Cancer people when the sun's in Taurus. So next up is Leo. So Leo, the sun in Taurus is going to be in your 10th house. So this is your house of your career and your rep, okay? Your reputation, how people know you publicly, and if you do have a career, what your title is, and yeah, how people see you, how people know you. Um, and your sense of authorita, respect your authorita, Leo. Oh yeah, you're gonna be all about that when the sun's in your 10th. You will feel more bossy. Leo is already a bossy sign, but you'll feel more like taking charge and putting your foot down, and you may be a little more militant than usual too, even if it's at home, even if it's like, with your kids, your family, your friends, you'll just feel like you got to take charge and let people know what's up and like let people know what they should be doing. Um, don't take it too far, Leo, please, because, some people will be like annoyed by it. But if you are in the type of position in life and in career to where you are an authority figure and have to take charge, this will give you an extra boost of that power. But whatever it is that you do for a living, Leo, your career is going to be like front and center during this time. So lots more focus there. And if you want to shine out like publicly or be seen and recognized within the realm of your career, the sun in your 10th is that time to where, oh, Leo, we've noticed that you're doing such an excellent job. They'll like see that more within you. But also if you're messing up too, Leo, remember it's just a light. It's not like, oh, it's just gonna bring me lucky blessings with the sun there. No, the sun is like all seeing, okay? Everything is being seen. So make sure you're doing good stuff within your career to be recognized for good things. Okay. So next up is Virgo. So if you're a Virgo, the sun in Taurus is in your 9th house, which is excuse me. It's in your 9th house, which is more about optimism and your sense of faith in things. And it's all about traveling too for some Virgos. Maybe you'll feel like getting away and, during this next month, like taking off somewhere for once. Yes, taking time off of work, Virgo. I know how you guys are about work. Everything is work, 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 work. I'm surprised Rihanna doesn't have any Virgo in her chart, or does she? Or who wrote that song? Maybe they're a Virgo. I don't know. But that is mostly what Virgos tend to be about, is work and their daily responsibilities. And it's hard for you guys to step off of that hamster wheel and get away and do something and just sit there and not, be serving a purpose by doing something constantly. Ninth house energy, when the sun is there, it's more like I'm hearing that song in my head from the 80s or 90s, Don't Worry, Be Happy, with the whistling in the background. Yeah, that's ninth house energy. So it's like the sun there is calling you to be more the Don't Worry, Be Happy theme song, okay? Or more currently, Living Your Best Life. The song is so stupid, but the Living Your Best Life song, okay? That's you right now, Virgo. Universe wants you to live it up. But if you're not about any of that at all, this could be a focus on some more serious stuff too, like training and education for things. Maybe it's bringing to your attention, like, hey, you know what? I want to kind of step it up in my career. I think I should train and like study, blah, 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 or you know what? I've been meaning to sign up and register for school, to enhance my life in whatever way I feel like it will. So let me do that. Excuse me. But I find that ninth house transits, like on a more like mundane level, everyday life level, they do make you have more gratitude. And honestly, I know Virgos, and I know that you guys can have a hard time with that sometimes, because your job as a Virgo is to see all the little problems in the world. Every single day, you're problem solving. And so you see life as like a big old Rubik's Cube or a giant math problem that you got to solve every single day. So you get stuck in that mindset, and it's hard for you to stop and just like, you know what? The flowers are in bloom today, and not say anything about your allergies either. I'm talking about look at how beautiful they are and then just stop right there. Not like they're beautiful, but I'm sneezing. Oh my God. Because I know Virgos and their allergies. Excuse me. Or like, oh my God, I am grateful to just breathe air today, and leave it at that. Not say, oh, well, actually, the pollution level is at 41% today. No, be happy. Be grateful that you have life. So I noticed that ninth house transits tend to do that for people. So hopefully it puts you guys in a happier mood, because, oh my gosh, stuff hanging out in your eighth house is a little more serious and dark, but sun in the ninth will definitely bring you some lighthearted energy, maybe help you guys to get away and go off and do something adventurous and fun. So yeah, that's what it is for Virgo. So next up is Libra. So for Libra people, the sun in Scorpio is in your eighth house. And this does highlight a more serious area of life for Libras. I know Libras are really into relationships. You're the sign that rules relationships. You guys love just one-on-one interactions with people. You guys love love. You guys love, partnering with people for things. Excuse me. So the sun in your eighth house can be highlighting actually your very intimate relationships, intimacy in general. It's, shining a big old light on that, like, what's going on in here and what's not going on in here and why. So, and also the sun conjunct Uranus there could be a sudden affair. I don't mean like a cheating and creeping and all that stuff. I don't condone that, but I mean like, I don't know, a sudden encounter with somebody that's very, very passionate, and you're just like, woo, where did this come from? The eighth house does rule money too. It rules money that you receive from others, or you can borrow like loans and credit and stuff. So maybe you suddenly get approved for a loan, or maybe you notice there's a sudden spike in your credit card limits. Or maybe somebody pays you back something that they owed you from a long time ago, and it's very sudden, and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot that you owed me $500 10 years ago, old friend, and now you're popping up with paying me back. Like, this is awesome. Gifts of cash can also be seen through the eighth house, like somebody just suddenly saying, hey, you know what, let me just do this for you, good deed or something. I don't know. It just and just, yeah, take the $100. Go buy yourself something nice, Libra. Go get your nails done, go do something with your appearance. I don't know, something with this gift of cash that just popped up. So yeah, that can happen with the Sun conjunct Uranus there. But just in general, the Sun in the 8th can highlight your joint financial matters, with if you are in a relationship with someone, or even if you're like together in a house paying bills with other people. It doesn't matter what your relationship, like your personal relationship is. If you guys collaborate on something financial, that's the 8th house. So there could be like you looking around and they're like, are things fair? Libra, you guys are about fairness. So are things fair in this financial situation I'm in with other people? So it could be some things like that that are seen a lot more clearly. Sun in the 8th is another one of those transits to where sometimes people, they're just a little more low key. You can have a little bit more fears and paranoia come out. So try to not vibrate on that side of the 8th house transit. But it is also a time where you'll be looking more deeper back into your own mind and, your subconscious fears, and maybe some experiences that you've had that cause those fears, like really wanting to dive deep into the why behind things like that for yourself or for other people. You may be more intrigued with the mystery of other people and what goes on in the back of their minds. So, excuse me. Next up is Scorpio. So for Scorpio, the Sun in Taurus is going to be highlighting your 7th house of relationships for about a month. Interesting. What is that going to do for us Scorpios? I'm a Scorpio rising. Well, if you are a taken Scorpio, if you are in a relationship, this is just shining a light on your relationship. You're going to feel like talking more about your partner, focusing more on them than usual, maybe putting them on a pedestal, like on social media. I noticed some people do that when they have a 7th house transit, like they just start talking about their relationship. My babe is the best because they blah, 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 that's spiked up a little bit. Or you can also look around your relationship if you're in one and start to see like any areas of improvement, areas that need improvement. For Scorpios that are single, this could be, maybe the spotlight is on you in the realm of dating, and you may start to have people ask you out more. Or maybe friends and colleagues try to hook you up or something with someone. Hopefully it's somebody you like. That happens, Scorpio. But the Sun conjunct Uranus especially can bring like some sort of sudden surprise of someone popping up. Scorpios, we don't really care for surprises, but that's why I'm giving you guys a warning right now, Scorpio, that especially around the 22nd of April is when you can have like suddenly someone pops up. It could be new, could be old. I don't know. I'm not a psychic, but I just see Sun, Uranus, surprises, 7th house, relationships, bada boom, bada bing. You guys let me know if anything interesting happens in your world, and I'll let you know if anything happens in mine. Okay. But, the Sun conjunct Uranus can also bring just like a sudden insight into the realm of relationships in your world. That means like you suddenly realize some things about relationships, either past, present, or the ones you would like to have in the future, or your own behaviors within relationships. But for some of you guys, it could be just some wild dating experiences. Uranus's energy, especially being there, is like as quickly as sparks fly, as quickly as they fizzle out. Unfortunately, you may get somebody's number and then there's chemistry and you guys text for one day and then they disappear and you're like, whatever, next. Stuff like that can happen with the transit like that. But with the Sun continuing through there, even when it passes Uranus, it's just relationships are like a really big theme of realizations and focus and maybe some action for some of you guys, hopefully. Okay, so next up is Sagittarius. So the Sun in Taurus for you guys is going to highlight your 6th house, which is work and health. So, excuse me. Okay, I don't have that much time left, and we got to talk about Britney. So let me try to speed this up a little bit. Okay, so Sag, pretty much the sun here has you guys more focused on work. So this could mean whether you want to be or not, you're going to be a lot busier. Whether you're setting this up for yourself or intentionally or trying to be busy or not, like you're going to be more busier at work. You're going to be seen more at work, whether you're doing well or not doing so well. Um, Spotlight is on you, Sagittarius. Now, when the sun encounters Uranus, there could be some sudden shocking surprise that happens at work, or if you're looking for a job, maybe you thought something was a lost cause. Sorry, as far as like applying for one before, and maybe they suddenly pop up and call you and say, "Hey, yeah, we looked at your resume and we decided to give you a call." And you're like, "I put in my resume like 2 months ago. I never thought you guys would call me." Something like that could happen. Maybe some just sudden weird things happen in your work environment. Maybe it's not directly to you. Um, you never know with Uranus. He's just the king of surprises, right? Um, for some of you guys, the sun in the sixth, yeah, it'll have you busy with work. You'll be looking around in your world as far as organization. That means even at home. Like Sages, from what I know of Sagittarians, they're not the cleanest of people. Okay, they just like to have the freedom to get up and go. And if you're a Sag and you're a clean freak, good for you. That's something else in your chart. Okay, I'm talking about just Sagittarian energy. But um, the sun in your sixth house will have you definitely looking around like, I haven't cleaned this room in like 2 years. Maybe I should. I'm over exaggerating, of course, but you'll be looking around like, I think I need to organize some things. I think I need to clean up in here a little bit more. Maybe just stop walking in and just throwing things around. Maybe I need to be more, have more of a system in my world. So it could be that too. Not just, the job in the workplace. Now, excuse me, this could be health too. As far as that, it's just focusing more on health. However, the sixth house is sickness and health. So I will tell you, Sages, the sun in your sixth house could be a time when you're more susceptible to illness. Trust me on this, okay? I'm finishing up sun in the sixth house. I've been sick twice during this period. It's annoying. And I know Sages, it'll be annoying for you too. You guys like to just get up and gallop off and do your thing, okay? And not be stopped. So take care of yourselves, up your vitamins, your immunity, your whatever you do to boost your health. Make sure you spike that up. All right, so Capricorn. If you're a Capricorn, the sun in Taurus is in your fifth house, which is children, which is fun, which is romance. Capricorns, you know what? This month, the sun in Taurus is going to loosen up the earth signs. Earth signs can be very uptight. I have an earth stellium in Taurus. Trust me, I know. We could be very uptight, especially if we feel like our finances are not up to par, and we're very strict about that stuff. So a lot of times they're absolutely fine, but we're always like, oh no, it could be better. Oh no, I could be doing better at my job or my work. And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves in the area of like money and the material and resources, to where we could be uptight and just like not allow ourselves to get out and do leisurely things as much as other signs. But I'm telling you, the sun in Taurus is going to bring more leisurely energy out of us. So yes, Capricorn, that means you too. You too may actually be taking some time off. What's that I hear? So you can go do something fun. Fun, Capricorn. Really now? Do you guys know what that is? Oh my gosh, I'm shocked. So yeah, you guys could be taking some time to just go out and do some fun activities, pretty much. And also the fifth house, it is dating and romance. So you guys may have a little more of that, incorporated into your life. I've noticed that sun in the fifth house is a time where people are more flirtatious. So Cappies, you'll be more flirtatious, or people will be flirting with you more. So that could be fun. Excuse me. If you're a Cappy that doesn't really care for fun and you stay at home all the time, especially if you're a stay-at-home parent, this is more of a focus and a spotlight on your children, your relationships with them, and doing activities with them, perhaps. This is a transit that also brings more self-esteem out of people, self-confidence. You'll be feeling more confident. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so Aquarius, Sun in Taurus is in your 4th house. This highlights your home and family life and your sense of security and comfort. So pretty much on a regular people level, what usually happens when the sun is in your 4th house is you are more of a homebody. If you're a family oriented person, you want to spend more time with them. If you are trying to move, sun in the 4th is a time when you're like, you're looking around at different places to live and maybe getting things in order to prepare to move. You are focusing more on your family and your family history, your roots, your elders, just being more acquainted with stuff like that. And you could be a little more sensitive and maybe taking things a little more personally than usual. Usually Aquarius people are so like not about that stuff. But this is a transit that does make you a little more emotional. Yes, you guys have emotions running through you too. You guys are part human, so more of that human side is going to come out. You may feel allergic to it, but just let it happen, Aquarius. You can shed at least one tear, okay? It's fine. But you guys will be focused on just family and home, and you'll want that warm family and home environment feeling. So whatever that means for you, even if you're solo and you have pets and plants, you'll be like sensitive towards them, caring more for them, and wanting to probably beautify your home space and make it feel more comfortable in some sort of way. All right, last is Pisces, and then we'll talk about Britney for like a few minutes, then I have to jet. Excuse me. Pisces, the sun in Taurus is in your 3rd house. What is it shining a flashlight on? Short distance traveling, the way in which you travel short distances, which is usually a vehicle for people, or if you take public transportation or hitch a ride or something, the sun in the sorry, sun in the 3rd house is a time where you can be more focused on that. But also, sorry guys, I have to take a cough drop so I don't like cough too much. But if you guys find that rude, sorry, I find coughing to be rude. Okay, so pick. Anyhow, maybe it's the way in which you travel around and where the route that you go, or even for fun and leisure, like the places that you go locally, like the show Cheers, that song, you want to go where everybody knows your name. The 3rd house is around the way. It's the neighborhood, or even maybe just your city, your familiar places you go to. Maybe you'll want to go to more of those. And yeah, go to where everybody knows your name and want to hang out at those places. And like I said, it's variety. That's the 3rd house. So you want to do a variety of different things. Your attention span will shorten, Pisces. The sun's in your 3rd house because it rules the mind, and it will speed up the mind a little bit more when planets go through there. So you may easily forget things. Pisces is like that anyway. You'll be like that a little more than usual, Pisces. But you know what? You may also be on social media a little bit more. 3rd house is like the devices that you use to communicate with others, or the methods and the devices, whatever. So maybe you'll be on your phone more. You'll be chatting it up. You'll be a chatty Cathy, whatever. That'll be you, Pisces. You'll be like hanging out the window. Now, I ain't the one that gossips, so you ain't heard it from me, but the neighbor over there, I saw her husband leave another woman's car the other day. That might be you, Pisces. You might want to, try to keep that under control, but you will be noticing more around your vicinity of where you live. You might be a little more neighborly than usual. Yeah, some of you guys, excuse me, might be wanting to pick up some sort of skill, that you want to learn. But this is a temporary transit, so it's mostly just like regular life stuff that affects. Okay, so Pisces, you guys will just be having a lot more mental activity, mental agility. You want to do multiple things. You want to multitask. You may forget about some of the tasks in the middle of doing them and go to do something else. But that's just a part of the transit. You'll be a little Tasmanian devil for a minute. So love it or hate it. Okay, you guys. So that's it for the horoscope for the week. If you are piecing out because you don't care about Britney, we still love you, and maybe we'll see you next week. But for the rest of you guys, okay, we have just a few minutes to talk about Britney, and then I have to go. Sorry. But okay, so let me screen share her chart. And while I'm doing that, let's just talk about what's going on with her. So the word on the street is that Britney Spears is in a mental facility, and some people are saying that it's actually against her will too. I don't know if that's true, but I think she did post something herself about getting some help for her mental health. Now, because everybody is a social justice warrior on the internet nowadays, I am going to give a disclaimer that I am not any type of medical professional or mental health professional. Okay, I'm not diagnosing anyone with anything or anything like that. But we can see through the transits, through someone's chart, what can activate some struggles, possible struggles with like their mental health and the state of their mind and how they're feeling and and how the person acts or reacts to that. Hey, that's up to other circumstances, their free will, and whatever else, okay? So we're just scratching the surface pretty much. So Britney, I guess, excuse me, is maybe having mental breakdowns, I'm hearing. Now, they said that her father is sick. He's got a major health issue. And if this really is Britney's chart, I feel like it can be. She does seem Libra rising-ish. She looks like a Libra rising to me. Third house, Sagittarius, sounds about right for her. So, the fourth house is your family, and there have been eclipses, eclipse cycle that started actually this year in the sign of Capricorn, and also the South Node is here in Capricorn. Unfortunately, a lot of times when you have eclipses and the South Node here, especially, it can mean there's a greater focus on family, and that there's something going on within your family, and it could be with one of your parents or both your parents or someone that plays a major parental or caring role in your family. There's something going on with them. And, when we have this axis of the North and South Node transiting through here and eclipses that are hitting this axis, especially the full moon ones, it's like, this is career, this is family. There's a huge, big time cat and mouse game that's being played between these two areas. Career could be booming and popping and like calling you to do all these things and be responsible for all of these things. But then you've got this family issue or major happenings within your family that's like, hey, we need you down here for something major. Major things here, major things here. Back and forth, and that's enough to drive people really crazy. As a matter of fact, she's also going through her nodal return. The nodal return, that's the nodes are like almost exact right now with her own North and South Node. She's having her own little eclipse in her life right now, and this happens only once every like 18 to 19 years. So I don't know what was going on with her 18, 19 years ago. I think her career was booming back then. That was, what was that, like the year 2000? Like 2000, 2001. Oh yeah, Britney was the shizzle during those years. So she had a lot of good career stuff happening. I don't know about family, if there were issues at that time, but that's a good way to figure some stuff like this out, is to look at patterns like this. So when she had her first nodal return, her career was popping, but maybe there were family issues. And now this time, hey, she's got that residency in Vegas. That sounds like career popping to me, but now there's a major family issue. Excuse me. So not only is it eclipse time, it's a nodal return. That's a nodes of fate and karma, and those can make you go a little crazy. I'm not going to lie, especially if your nodes square your Pluto. In her case, okay, the nodes square her Pluto. And she is going through also a Pluto square Pluto. Pluto is here in Capricorn right now, sending a square to her own Pluto. The Pluto square, this is a generational thing that people who were born around the same time as Britney Spears are going through. And yes, it is bringing out very Pluto themes that can be difficult to deal with sometimes. Yes, it can be like shedding old skin, but it's painful, shedding an old life, an old lifestyle, old ideals about things, old ways of perceiving things. So much can be shed away at this time. You feel like a part of your life or you is like dying off. And everybody goes through this, I think, only once in their lifetime because Pluto's transit is very slow through the zodiac. So, this Pluto square Pluto, if you were born in the Pluto and Libra generation, like, from like 20 to 29 degrees, like you're probably going through some things, like what I described. And poor Britney, she's got that going on. She's got the nodal return. She's got eclipses here. Um, I think those are the main culprits. And then she's got Jupiter sitting right on her Neptune. And it sat there at that 24th degree, and now it's going retrograde at that 24th degree. Now, Jupiter on Neptune, Jupiter is a planet of blessings and good luck. Yes, Neptune is spiritual stuff and bliss and creativity, yes, but also Neptune can rule delusion and being confused and not knowing what's real and which way to go. um, it can open the gateway to like being very sensitive and very much more susceptible towards other people's energy and maybe even illnesses. I'm actually going through the same transit, Jupiter sitting right on my Neptune. A lot of my peers are too. And Neptune is dissolvement of boundaries. And that can mean a dissolvement of boundaries between yourself and other influences. That can mean other people, their energy, other influences like even microorganisms and bacteria, invasive materials and substances. For some people, Jupiter on their Neptune can mean opening up of more substance abuse. So I don't know if Brittany is going through that, but it could be she's just so sensitive right now. She's breaking down because she doesn't know what to do with all this sensitivity. Excuse me. So, yeah, she really is going through some things, but the good thing about astrology and looking at transits is we can see that this too shall pass. The Pluto square is going to last for a while. I'm not going to lie. Probably until like the mid 2020s. It is very strong right now. It'll probably be very strong for the next like 1 or 2 years. Um, so the shedding of old skin thing, is definitely going to be still happening for her. Eventually, Pluto is going to hit her Venus too. Venus is the ruler of her ascendant. It's already hovering around her Venus, the ruler of her ascendant, and herself. So that's another factor here. Pluto is transforming her in some sort of way. And then to top it all off, the last thing I'm going to mention is didn't we just have 2 full moons in Libra? And if she really is a Libra rising, the first one that happened in March was at 0 degrees of Libra, and that's a full moon right on her ascendant. And then this one is 29 degrees of Libra, and it's still in her first house, and it is in a conjunction with her Pluto. Okay, and that means it made a square to Pluto, square to her Venus. Like, you know what I'm saying? She just has a lot of these heavy transits popping off right now. So I do believe she is going through some things, but that, eventually they will get better. This too shall pass. I can't really, I'm not going to even try to predict anything for her. This is very touchy, but I just wanted to show you guys like there are major transits that you can be going through all these things at the same time. And that can cause someone to just want to, I don't want to say check out in some way, but because that sounds a little morbid. I don't mean necessarily like that, but like mentally check out, and want to just escape. Like you feel like you just want to crawl out of your own body and your own existence and like be somewhere else and be someone else sometimes. Life gets overwhelming. It just really gets to you. And with this Pluto stuff going on, it's like you don't even know who to trust. It can bring out paranoia. But the good thing is transformation. This is, out of all this storm, the calm after the storm will be like she's a totally different person, but maybe in a good way. That can happen. But I think while things are so close in degree for her, she is having a rough time. All these things so close in degree to her personal points in her chart, but they will move, and maybe stuff will get better for her. We just gotta say our prayers and hope for the best for Miss Britney and support her any way you can as a fan. But all right, guys, I have to go. So hopefully you guys learned something from this, and hopefully you have a good weekend and a good week. Happy Easter to those who celebrate Easter. And I will see you guys next week in my next live broadcast. So until then, take care of yourselves. Peace, guys.